with another Hearthstone draft. I just finished playing a draft with another Druid deck, and I'm not sure if I'm going to post it or not, just because, first of all, I didn't do very well, and second of all, it's the third Druid in a row. So let's go back into the arena and see if I can actually get someone other than a Druid. I actually had a choice between Druid, Warrior, and Priest, and the Warrior and Priest are pretty bad, and I didn't want to play as them, so I chose to go for Druid again. Let's see who we get. Wow, this game just really wants me to play with Druids. This is my 4th straight arena with a Druid, but just for the sake of freaking variety, let's go ahead and grab a Paladin. I actually have been losing to Priests, but it's worth noting, every game that I've lost to a Priest, I've lost because they've had Shadow Form and or the Achonai Soul Priest, which turns their hero ability into damage 2 rather than heal 2, which is amazingly strong, and those are rares. So you're not guaranteed to get those, is the thing. And that's why I lost. So that's part of why I don't like Priest. You can be really good if you get those cards, but if you don't get those cards, I feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. But let's see what my inaugural Paladin run has for me. Well, it starts things off with a pretty terrible pack. Holy Wrath is just really bad because you might not kill whatever it is that you're trying to kill, and it's 5 mana for potentially nothing. Stampeding Kodo is a pretty decent creature. I mean, if it comes into play and kills a creature, it's very limited in what it can kill, but at least it's better than these things. Now, Secret Keeper is interesting for Paladins, because Paladins do have secrets. The problem is, in my opinion, the only really good secret for Paladin is Noble Sacrifice. The others are kind of marginal, so I don't want to play Secret Keeper just because Paladins have secrets, and then feel obliged to take bad secrets to work it out. These are decent cards. I like this guy the best of the 3. The Bloodstone Raider can be good, but Paladins, they have the True Silver Champion, and they have like a rare weapon, which is very good, and then they have like a common weapon, which is crappy. So there's really just the one that you're likely to get, and so I don't want to work around that, and I don't want to play a 2-3 for 2, because I'd rather have a 3-2 for 2. So we're going to go for a slightly higher costing Kai, but the Divine Shield is really nice. It's like quasi-removal. Oh boy. This pack. So I don't like this because it's expensive and the stats are bad. I don't like this guy because it's a waste to play him on turn 1 and later in the game it's just too weak. And this guy is just meh. But I guess he's better than the other two, so I'm going to just go ahead and take the big burly sack of burls. Okay, so here we've got some solid cards. I don't have any 3s yet. I seem to always have a problem in drafts getting 3s, and Raging Worgen is a good one, so we'll grab it. Alright, Light's Justice is a weapon, but I think it's really, really crappy. I'd rather have a nice 2-drop creature. Not a big fan of the Grizzly. Well, Consecration, fantastic card. Mass Removal is always good. Let's grab it. Alright, so this is a very, very strong card, but so is the Raging Worgen. I'm not a fan of Humility, just because it's very techy. You still have to deal with the minion's toughness, and even when you attack into it, it's still dealing some damage because its attack is 1. I'd rather just have a really solid 3-drop than a really solid 5-drop, so let's grab this. Alright, Blame, Lame, good. Interesting choice here. Geomancer is good with Consecration, because that makes it deal 3 damage to all enemies. The Gnomish Inventor is a solid card, but I am kind of a little bit higher on 4-drops here, so let's try to keep a balance here and grab another 2-drop. This guy's solid as well, but I like to keep my curve lower, all else being equal. Alright, rare cards here. This can be very strong. Equality changes the health of all minions to 1. It's really good if you have Consecration, because then that will be guaranteed to kill everything. It's also really good because it allows your hero power minions to kill the enemies. Now this is a very, very, very strong card, because you play it, charge, deal 4 damage, and it's still around on the board. However, I think Equality, because it has the potential to remove my opponent's stuff, is going to be the way to go here. Light's Justice. Well, I'm getting the crappy weapons, unfortunately. This is an interesting secret. It's really good if you have minions with Taunt or Divine Shield, because it's one of the few secrets in the game that you can actually control when it happens, because on your turn you can play Redemption and then attack with a minion, have it die, and have it come back. And if it has Divine Shield or Taunt, then that's incredibly powerful, even though it comes back to life with just 1 health. But I'd rather have a good creature than a weird techie secret. This is the 3rd Light's Justice, but thankfully I haven't seen the Shattered Sun Cleric in a few drafts, and that streak has ended. This card is great. Right, we got lots of interesting stuff here. I'd rather have a solid 3-drop than a vanilla 2-drop, so we'll grab the Acolyte. Alright, these are fine. Noble Sacrifice is interesting. It can be really bad, and it's usually obvious that you have it because the other Paladin secrets suck, so people usually play around it. With that said, it's decent, and I think it's worth considering against the Lord of the Arena. I am about halfway through the draft, and I don't have any big guys yet, so I guess I'll grab a big guy here just to make sure I have it. If this had been like a good lower cost creature, I'd take it instead, but since it's a secret and it's kind of dubious in value, we'll grab El Bigo. Alright, Hammer of Wrath, terrific removal, let's grab it. When your opponent plays a minion, this is way too easy to work around, I hate that so much. The Worgen Infiltrator is the one 1-drop I really like. I already have an Acolyte of Pain, do I want 2 of them? Not really, so let's go ahead and grab this guy. This is the 4th freaking Light's Justice. Blessing of Wisdom can be really cute. I'll grab it because these 2 cards are bad. So, interesting choice here. This is obviously terrible. The Ventricle Mercenary is really strong, especially because my curve is so low, and it's a really, really huge guy. The Acidic Swamp Ooze, though, is not to be overlooked because when you do destroy an opponent's weapon, it's so game-changing. So the question is, what do I value more? The potential of being able to kill my opponent's weapons and play stuff on turn 2, or something bigger late game? Well, since my curve is so low, and we're almost done, I will grab the big guy, who is cheap, and hope for the best. Alright, so we have 2 secrets here. I don't think either one of them stacks up against this guy, because he's really, really strong. This guy, I hate him so much. This guy is terrible. This guy, friendly minion gets 1 attack. Alright, we'll grab it. So I don't want more than 1 Blessing of Wisdom. This is a decent creature, but this is a very solid 3-drop. It, comes back, so it makes it very easy to 2 for 1 and do other favorable trades. Let's grab it. Right, this is a very decent card. Restoring health can be nice, but this is a very strong 2-drop, so we're going to go ahead and pick it up. Alright, we're getting a 4-drop here. So, how good is the Dragonling mechanic? Well, it gives me another creature that I can use to kill stuff with equality. It gives me something to pick back up with the Ancient Brewmaster if I don't want to pick something back up, I guess. I don't know. I think I'd rather have the surprise, the Charger. Alright, do I want to have a redemption in my deck? Well, what do I really want to bring back? Loot Hoarder would be good to bring back. Direwolf is good to bring back. Imani Berserker comes back as a 5/1. I have this guy who is Divine Shield. It might not be bad to bring something back. Question is, do I want more fat in my deck? That's really the key. Well, I only have like 3 creatures right now that are more than 4. Let's grab a 4th one just in case. Alright, this game really wants me to have a redemption, it looks like. Alright, let's try it. Let's experiment and see how it goes. Blessing of Kings is a phenomenal card. Even though I am heavy on 4-drops, these 2 are not quite good enough to pass up Blessing of Kings. So Consecration, this is where it gets really tricky. So now my curve is really out of whack because it's got too much stuff at 4. This guy fits in the 3-drop, but Consecration is extremely good. So the question is Consecration good enough that it's worth screwing up my curve over to have a second one? I'm going to risk it, and then I'll treat this as a learning experience. I'll try to remember and see if having a Wolf Rider would have made the difference at one point or another. Well, hang on. Wolf Rider actually works really well with Redemption. If you can charge in, it dies, it comes back, and it can charge again. Alright, I'm going to go for it. Only because of the curve, though. It's not that there's that interaction, but the curve issue does sort of concern me a bit. This is terrible, this is terrible, this is fine. Oh, tough choice here between removal or a trick and a body. Well, let's count my removal. I have Equality, which is sort of removal. It's 1. I have Blessing of Kings, which is sort of removal, sort of 2, 3, 4. I could use some more removal, and if I'm picking something that's off curve, or that's screwing up my curve even more, I might as well take this. We're getting a rare to close things out. Bad, I guess it's the 5-drop. Alright, I'm really excited to play this. I'm so excited. I've been playing 3 straight Druid arenas. It could have been the 4th, and I love the Druid very much, but it is nice to shift gears a little bit and try out a different class, see how it goes. It's my first time paladining it up in the arena. Little Dex is a druid. My nemesis. Alright, so interesting choice here. Obviously I'm keeping this as my turn 2 play. This obviously needs to go. The question is, do I keep Consecration? How afraid am I that my opponent's going to play lots of little stuff? And how likely is Consecration to make the difference? It doesn't seem super likely that I'm going to want to play it on turn 4, so I'm going to ship it back and hope for some more early plays. I've got a lot of them in the deck. It's a very, very low curve deck. Well, this is looking pretty good. My opponent will need a pretty strong draw to get the upper hand in the early game. Let's see what he decides to do. Coin, and Knife Juggler. Well, that's a shame, but he spent the coin to play that, and it's just going to trade with this. Unless he has a Wrath, which is possible. So if that's the case, then I come out ahead because I basically just cost him his coin. He has the Wrath, though. Ah, that's unfortunate. Because what that means is that the Knife Juggler is now trading with my Worgen, which is a very good trade. So, shucks. Oh, it's so unfortunate that my Worgen's gonna die, because this is such a perfect thing to run into. Well, I'm going to make the aggressive play here. I'm going to play the Worgen, even though it doesn't use my mana efficiently. The three reasons for this. One is that this is such a potentially good play that I'm willing to risk it, basically. And the other is that next turn, I actually don't have any way to use my mana efficiently, so I was going to end up playing a 4-drop anyway. So, that is my reasoning.
My shield for Argus.
That is so unfortunate, I can't put words to it. Well, he's had the upper hand against me all game, but I did draw a pretty good answer.
For honor.
Clear out, end of turn. So basically, this golem can now kill the guy, but it's kind of like I traded one card for one card, which is fine. Alright, so, man, a lot of games, the late arenas, I've had really good draws, and my opponents have just had better draws. He is going over top of me. That means he either has removal or he's playing super aggressive, and it looks like the answer is removal. So he's had the perfect mix of removal and action, which is distressing. And I really should have kept Consecration. Oh, he gets the Defender back. Wow, this is a very strong deck that I'm up against. So... This guy doesn't even survive against the Brewmaster. This guy comes back. Oh boy. Alright, let's just play this giant thing. And a little minion.
Reporting for duty.
So he has the Defender of Argus coming back onto the board if he wants.
My shield for
And it looks like he has elected to do this. Looks like he's going to kill out my giant, leaving me with a very scary thing to deal with, and no minions on the board. That is not a removal card, which is a shame. If I had kept Consecration, I could play this and kill everything. So actually, mulliganing Concentration, or Consecration, is what cost me this game. Now this guy by himself is just not great, because he'll just die. What I really want to do is put as much stuff on the board as I can. So that means... probably this and this. Or actually do this, this, this. That's 3 things. Okay, let's just do 3 things then. This, this, this. Alright, so something's going to get +1 attack. It was that, which is totally irrelevant. Fantastic. All of my stuff dies to all of his stuff. That's also fantastic. And he can still play cards and have 7 mana.
Where shall I strike?
We are not in good shape here. He had such an insane draw, I'm not sure there was anything I could have done there. I have about 1 health. That's not going to do it. It's, well, even if I get Consecration now, I guess I could trade things off, so yeah, I'll just draw a card just in case. You never know. That is not going to save me, so I'm willing to concede.
The victory is
Okay! Stellar start to this arena, although that druid is insane. If he does not go to 9 wins, I will be absolutely shocked. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. What I'm going to do now is just wait a few seconds. Imagine some elevator music playing in your head, please, because I don't want to play that druid ever, 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 ever again. Alright, hopefully he's got another opponent now. Let's click play, and play someone who's hopefully not as good. Holy smackin' Jesus. That was a crazy beatdown. The sad thing is that was about the best that my deck could perform. I mean, I had 2, 3, 4 drops. He just answered everything with the perfect mix of creatures and removal. So, sometimes it's just going to happen, folks. And sometimes you're going to be on the delivering end of such beatdowns. It's just the way it works. Pterodox, a warrior. Have not faced those in a while. I will learn my lesson and keep the removal. Blessing of Kings will be great to play on turn 4. Let's just keep everything. And call it ye old day. I do love how equality interacts with the Paladin's hero ability, because the Paladin's reinforcements do not care if the health of all minions changes to 1. Opponent's thinking about what to do. He finally makes a decision. Is he going to have a play? Actually, I don't mind if he does, because I'm happy to trade Loot Hoarder for any turn 1 play. He doesn't. Well, no biggie. Let's get this guy out there and commence the beatings. Right, he's armoring up. Oops, glad to see that. That means he has no good plays. And when he does get to the point where he can make his plays, I will be ahead of him on tempo. Now the question is, do I want this guy or do you want to just make this minion? I think I'm actually going to make the minion, because by putting 2 minions on the board, I allow him to play Cleave, which would kill both things, and I'd rather a minion die than the Geomancer. See, there he has it. So you always want to play around your opponent's removal spells. Upgrade! Okay. That's actually really good here for him, because he can kill off my minions with it. That's actually not a good play to attack me, though, because you want to save that for the enemy's creatures. Okay, let's go ahead and play this. Very strong play. Nice thing about the Worgen is you have to be really careful about putting creatures in front of it. I'm really happy to see him armoring up. Oh, he has Heroic Strike. Damn it, he's going to get to kill my Worgen. He attacked me! Okay, well, we are up against a new player. You always want to kill a Worgen, or really any creature that your opponent has. You just, with 30 life, you just don't have enough damage. You don't have enough damage output playing spells like Heroic Strike to go faster than what your opponent can do by playing creatures. So now what happens is I put the Blessing of Kings on my Worgen and hit him for 7. Part of the reason I did this so brazenly is that warriors have a really tough time killing big creatures. They just don't have any removal spell that can kill really big creatures. So they don't have any polymorph, hex, anything. So he's just going to have a devil of a time getting rid of this Worgen. Alright, so now let's go ahead, kill that wolf, and I can attack again. Question is, do I want to buff my Worgen even more? And I think the answer is actually yes. Well, the Panther can deal 1 damage. Does he have anything that deals 1 damage? Where's a good way to deal 1 damage? Whirlwind is a way. If he's playing with Execute, which is a bad card, but you can't count your opponent out of having it, that will also be an issue. So yeah, let's just go ahead and give the buff, just in case. He has the Whirlwind. Alright, what do I want to play next? Well, I'm fine with him playing Whirlwind. Okay, actually, I'm out of Whirlwind range. I'm going to play this, though. It's a very strong creature. If he does play Whirlwind, now or at some later time, this guy will get pumped up. If he has execute, he's still in the game, although behind because I have card advantage. If he doesn't have execute, then he is in trouble. Ah, silence will also do the trick. Fair enough. Fair enough. He's armoring up. Alright, unfortunately the Stampeding Kodo has no targets. The Charger Guy will have a target. Nope, the Drone Panther dies. Never mind, what am I talking about? The Charger Guy doesn't have any targets either. So what I think I'm going to do here is just keep board control.
Push forward.
Trade off like this. Let's attack like this. And let's also play this.
The gates are open.
So I am massively ahead at this point. And it will take some incredible happenings for him to be able to catch up. Alright, he's armoring up a lot, so he seems to not have any plays, which I'm okay with. Now I'm gonna play the money Stampeding Kodo. And attack. And still don't really see much of a reason to play this as opposed to a minion, so let's just play that minion.
Reporting for duty.
Maybe I need to really reconsider taking Kobold Geomancers as a Paladin now that I think about it, because a lot of the time it's like, I'll just take a 1-1, why not? Alright, so that's a very dicey move because this guy is now enraged. He needs to have a follow-up to this, like execute. But he's going to want to use execute on this because it's still bigger. Battle Rage, draw a card for each day. Wow, that's really good. Whirlwind plus Battle Rage, good combo. Okay, so now he's back up card advantage-wise. Actually, no, he's not. He's still 6 to my 8, so he's still behind. So he really needs to get execute or something or other. Otherwise, I actually have lethal on the board, which I wasn't even thinking about. But yeah, he's dead unless he can stop my creatures.
I got the best deal.
That does not accomplish anything unless he has a charge. Nope, he doesn't have a charge. Okay, well, yeah, choose death. Choose death, Mr. Warrior. That's more like it. If only they could all be that easy, huh? Now, that warrior had a fighting chance. He needed to, first of all, save his weapon attacks, and second of all, he needed to, when he played Heroic Strike, kill my Worgen. Always kill your opponent's creatures. That was a textbook demonstration of what happens when you don't kill your opponent's early creatures. I would say it's actually especially important when you're up against a Paladin to not let any of his creatures live. Just because Paladins do have Blessing of Kings, it's a common card, and it turns any creature into just a freaking beast. So you always want to kill opponent's creatures, but especially against Paladins. There are so many people in this game with hilariously creative names. Bobby? I mean, is this really the best that we could do? Okay, so I'm going to pitch the Lord, but I'm going to keep these because they're a combo. I can play this on turn 1, I can play this on turn 3, right into something, have it die, and then keep it on the board. So let's just do that. And you know, there's also the fact that when you play a secret, you're sort of mind gaming your opponent a little bit. Alright, he's got nothing, I've got nothing, so I'll just put a guy on the board, that's fine. Paladin seems good against Hunter because the hero ability can't kill this. So I do establish a little bit of board presence, even if it is minute.
Put this apple on your head.
Knife Juggler. It's been nice knowing you, Knife Juggler. This is a really strong fight. I kind of want to make a constructed deck that does this. I don't think I have any Redemptions. Or any Wolf Riders, for that matter. Or Wolf Rider is a common card. I don't think I have any Redemptions, but that'll be fun if I crack some in a pack. So Redemption is really good with Charge, because you can attack a gate right away. It's really good with Divine Shield, because the Divine Shield, the opponent has to crack it. And it's really good with Taunt. Although, not really good, but pretty good with Taunt. I would say that was a mistake, because clearly when he has a 5-4 on the board, I'm going to trade into it. So I was going to trade into it anyway. So basically he just, didn't do 5 damage to me that he should have done. I can put this guy on the board and a minion, or I could just put this guy on the board and attack. I'd prefer to keep this guy back as a surprise, although next turn I really want to play the Auctioneer. So, yeah, let's just do it like this. And I'll put my Harvest Bone down later.
Reporting for duty.
I like keeping my surprises in reserve. I value the surprise effect more than I value putting 2 damage in my opponent. So how is he going to protect the buzzard? Well, if that is Snake Trap, there is nothing I can do to stop him from drawing 3 cards. So, since there's nothing I can do about it, I might as well just attack into it. And it is the snakes. Oh my god, it's Freezing Trap. I forgot that Freezing Trap activates when you attack minions. The correct play there was to attack him, have the Freezing Trap go on this minion, and then attack the buzzard with my guy. That mistake is really setting me far behind, so that could definitely cost me the game here. What I'm going to do, though, is I need to kill the buzzard. The buzzard has to die. So I'm going to play like that. And yeah, that might cost me the game, because as a result of that mistake, I had to play this to kill his buzzard, which means I didn't play my Worgen and another minion. So I am quite far behind because of my misplay. Alright, so he's got this guy on the board, which stops my guys quite handily. I don't have any way to deal with it, and the Lord of the Arena trades with it, which is not ideal. Trading a 6-drop for a 5-drop, but it's the best I can do under the circumstances. Seems better than anything else. That is a very strong card, and I don't have any silences in this deck, so I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that he's going to get 2 hyenas when that thing dies. Okay, so this is kind of unfortunate because it just trades with the hyena. It's not quite big enough to survive against it, and then the hyena still gets the Deathmane still gets 2 hyenas out of the trade. So the question is it more profitable for me to play this? Well, this also trades with that thing, so it's really still not great. I have no spells in my hand to make the Auctioneer worth playing. So what I think I'm going to do, I can play this. That's actually not that great. I can play this. That dies. Problem is if I play this, I can only play a dinky little minion. But I think I'm going to do it. I think that's the best thing, because what that does is it basically forces him to trade. And so he does get a lot of value out of it, because he gets 2 2/2s for free, which is fine. But then if I play this guy afterwards, my free hero power minions trade with his hyenas, and I can stay, even in the game. So really just a matter of what he has. That's a pretty good answer. Oh my god. That is the best Attack the Hounds that I've ever seen. Okay, well, that's a shame. However, I'm not dead. The Stampeding Kodo has no targets, because I can still do this, which allows me to trade. And this is not ideal, but trade. So I have the card advantage and the board advantage, which is fine. His hero power is 10 turns away from killing me, which is plenty. So I should be okay. Hunter's Mark, I'm okay with that as long as he trades his creature into it. He has another one of those? Oh my lord. That is a shame. So now he's going to trade off these guys. Oh my gosh, that's really good. That will kill the hyenas. Okay, so the question is, what do I want to trade with this guy? This guy isn't quite strong enough. This guy is really not worth playing ever again. So for 9 mana, I don't have any way to spend 9 mana exactly. But I could spend 8. The question is, do I want to play this? No, he'll kill it with his hyena. So what I think I want to do is 3, 6, 8. Just putting stuff on the board, making him think twice about attacking me directly. I mean, if he attacks me directly, I am kind of in trouble, because then he's just 6 turns away of killing me with his hero power. So this is always the risk of playing against hunters. Oh no, that's really bad. So he's going to hide behind the taunter and try to race me down. I think I'm going to lose this. Because if that hyena attacks me again, there's just nothing I can do. I don't have any taunt. So what I could do is trade these guys into him and draw a card with one of them, but then I can't kill the hyena. I will be 2 damage shy of killing the hyena, and then it will be able to attack me down to 4, and then hero power down to 2, and then I lose the following turn. Oh my lord. Yeah. That's just too good to handle. But it all came back to, it's my fault because I didn't play around the traps correctly first, and this guy would have stayed on the board. It could have all been totally different. So that was definitely my misplay. At the moment, the only way I possibly have of winning is to just charge into him and draw a card, because the card might save me somehow. So let's draw a card. The Brewmaster is cute, but does not save me. And I don't think there's any healing in this deck. But, let's just, keep on playing. And see if he maybe screws up and or doesn't realize that he can win or something. I don't know. Sometimes people get so carried away with trading that they forget to just win. Alright, so now he has a multitude of ways to win. He has a secret. And he is going to play correctly and attack me with his guys. Well, I have no way of dealing with that stealth creature. I cannot possibly do enough damage to win. What is that? 4 plus 8. Or 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. It's 8 damage shy. Let's see if I can suicide myself. That's Exploding Trap. Another Freezing Trap. Alright. Let's concede the game.
The victory.
And go 1 and 2. Yeah, so that was a really good learning experience. Freezing Trap triggers on... Freezing Trap triggers when you attack minions. So you always need... So I should have attacked him with the smaller guy, then killed the buzzard, then played a different creature, and then it would have been a totally different game. It's a shame. But, it's interesting, because when you lose to a misplay, it's both, frustrating, because you, screwed up, and that's what caused you to lose, but it's also encouraging, because it tells you that if you're better, you can win more, and it helps you break the habit of always blaming luck when you lose. I think there's a fine distinction between railing against randomness and claiming that it is the reason for your losses. Gamer LCD is the shaman I'm playing against. Don't think I've played against him before.
I will fight with honor.
We don't need these giant fattos. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some more stuff. That is great. So on turn 1 with the coin, I'll play this. On turn 2, I'll play this. And we'll be off to the races. Now, one interesting possibility is to actually play this. See if I can bait a lightning bolt if he has it. Because I would rather this die than this. Yeah, let's do that. I don't lose too much by playing him instead of him. Because they both deal the same amount of damage. And they're both equally good at clearing out totems. Alright, we got a little Mr. Taunty here. Let's kill that. Let's break stuff on the board. Make my mighty Geomancer a little bit stronger. Hammer of Wrath, very good card. It now deals 4 damage, thanks to my spell power. So I have an answer to one of the things he could do. I'm really happy to see him playing a totem. That means that he had nothing better to do. Kind of a shame that it's a taunter, because it means I have to taunt into him. Oh, interesting. He's going to fork lightning, huh? Alright, that could be worse. I really wish I want to be a druid now, so I can, use hero power and kill it. Alright, let's... Oh, no. What am I? Almost missed this. Let's do this.
The sun well.
That is a very good tempo play. Make my guy nice and big. And my hope is he only has 2 mana because of the overload. So, that's a really good 2 mana drop. He can kill my swordsmith. Okay, so my hope is that next turn he plays a creature that I can just kill. Against a shaman. Not a big fan of playing Blessing of Kings, because the odds of there being a hex are pretty darn high. So what I'm going to do is just keep it cool. Play this thing. And this thing has a chance of surviving against Lightning Storm, in which case it becomes enraged. And the Loot Hoarder, I'm okay with dying to Lightning Storm because it draws me a card. So I just wanted to establish some board presence there. Alright, he's got some spell power. And a taunter. Wow, that's really good. So Stampeding Kodo was like terrible last game, but it's pretty good this game. Actually, I really wish I had killed the taunter, but that's still pretty good. Let's go ahead and attack this guy. I could have enraged him by attacking into the taunter first. That might have been the better play. It does make him a little bit more vulnerable, but it might have been worth it. Well, this guy might survive Lightning Storm. This guy gives me a card for surviving Lightning Storm. This guy survives Lightning Storm, so I'm pretty okay with how things are going. Taunt minion is fine. That's a great card. So let's kill the taunter. Kill this thing. Get enraged on this thing. And attack. Now with 6 mana? Yeah, this guy's great. Shamans have nothing that deals like that would kill the whole board here. Because this guy will survive a Lightning Storm. Shamans don't have any like kill all creatures or bounce all creatures or anything like that. Silence, that's fine. I'd rather he silenced that than, you know, whatever I'm going to put Blessing of Kings on. He played the Engineer after playing the Silence. It's a little bit of a mistake. You always want to draw cards first, and then he realizes he's dead and concedes. Alright. So this arena has been interesting. There was one crushing loss that there was nothing I could do. One loss that I lost and it was my mistake, and 2 super easy wins. So there's a variety of people playing the arena right now. Wouldn't mind 5 more super easy wins. That would really be terrific. So if the game could just go ahead and match me up with some scrubs, that would be tremendous. I'd be really honored. Although, if I were to lose this arena, I would feel like I have paid my karmic payback for that crazy 9-win druid that had absolutely no reason to go to 9 wins. So that'll be okay. I'll feel karmically balanced, and I'll feel like the next arena I can start getting some good luck. Alright, so what I'm going to do is ship this because it costs too much, and ship this because if I don't play anything... Oh no, hang on. Normally I would ship this because the risk of not playing something on turn 2 and then having this be a 3/3 for 3/3 is pretty serious. But I'm a paladin. I could play a minion on turn 2 and then buff it up. Alright, let's do that. Sure, he might kill it, but if he spends his turn killing a minion with his hero ability, I'm okay with that. Alright, now I drew an alternative play for turn 3, which is great. So if he does kill the turn to my turn 2 minion, I can still play this on turn 2. Oh, this is even better. This is a really good drop against mages because, of course, they have plenty of removal spells that can kill it, but he can't work it down with his hero power because obviously that would just make it enraged. Alright, that's terrific. So what I'm going to do here is buff it up and kill his spell power. You obviously do not want mages to have spell power. And I wanted to buff this guy because that way he's safe from hero ability. And there's like a non-zero chance that I will actually get to smack him for 6. Which would be pretty great. Mana Addict is not the card that he needed. So my opponent's got a bit of a rough draw. Okay. So I could play Blessing of Kings, which puts him out of removal range. But a Fireball would still kill it, and obviously there's still Polymorph. So I don't want to go whole hog here with the Blessing of Kings. Let's just smack for 6. And then put down this Golem, which is a very, very solid creature. Alright, so on the next turn, I can look forward to the Direwolf, and then attacking good. I can also Blessing of Kings. I don't mind putting Blessing of Kings on something if I'm using it to kill an opponent's creature, because then even if my creature gets removed, the Blessing of Kings still did something besides just 4 damage to the opponent's face. So I'd rather not put Blessing of Kings on something if all I'm doing is making it a guy that will get polymorphed. Alright, there's a secret in play. That could be lots of different things. Before I speculate too much, let's see what this is that he's playing the coin for. Direwolf Apple, that's great. I'm really happy to see that. So that could be a copycat, in which case I will want to... I'm going to play the wolf this turn. I don't want him to get a wolf because that would make this deal 3 damage, which would make this die when I attack it. So I want to attack first. Then play the wolf here to see if it's a copycat. It is. And now I have a choice to make. I can trade my guy in, or I can deal 4 more damage. Problem is, if I don't kill this, then he can trade in against that, which is obviously something he'd enjoy doing. So what I'm going to do is hit him for 7, but actually take the loss here, because I feel that that is worth it. And of course, since I have mana left over, let's put a guy down. I'm really coming to like this power. A lot, actually. It's not as sexy as the rogues, mages, or druids, because it can't kill enemy creatures, but I noticed that just building these things up can get really good sometimes. Alright, so that kind of sucks, but it also shows why the harvest golem is good. I've got stuff on the board here, so I can just keep on trucking. And unfortunately, everything I have is just like nothing but answers, which I'm okay with. Let's play El Fatso and another minion. So on my next turn, if I still don't draw anything, and if he doesn't put anything down that I need to do stuff against, I'll just put the Brewmaster onto the Recruit. Yeah, because he just costs 1 mana to play back down. That's one thing I like about Hearthstone as opposed to Magic, is that tokens are actual cards. They don't just mysteriously disappear for no reason if they go back to your hand or something. That's a shame. Oh, that's a real shame. He... What did he kill? Oh, he killed my Snapjaw. Ugh, that's so bad. Alright, that's actually really bad. Well, this is the time, then, to play Blessing of Kings. Camera of Wrath, 3 damage? I could trade... Yeah, that's actually, I think, a little better. I could still play the Acolyte. Yeah, let's do that. Save the Blessing for another day. Alright, that'll be good to play later on. Get this Acolyte on the board here.
Speak to me.
So next turn I don't have quite enough mana to do this and play one of my spells, but that's alright.
Give me a quest.
I am okay with things as they are. Be really happy to use Blessing of Kings next in order to kill this adventurer. This is a bit of a desperation move, buffing something before it actually has a chance to go. So how do I want to do it? Well, if I put Blessing of Kings... Actually, I have to think about this a little bit carefully. If I put Blessing of Kings on this Acolyte, he'll become a 7, so he'll have 2 health left over, and I'm going to get to draw 2 cards out of it. That sort of makes up for the fact that I am losing 2 cards. I could also kill this guy, but I obviously don't want to leave the questing adventurer alive any longer than I absolutely have to. So yeah, I think this will be a good thing to do, and then let's see what card I draw before committing to any further plays. That guy is not quite enough to trade against the 4/4 Iron Dwarf. So what I'm gonna do instead, I could either play this and another minion. I could play this down by putting this guy back, but then he could trade into it. On the other hand, he probably wants to trade into my Acolyte. Now, let's put some more stuff on the board.
I must move quickly.
And I'll just attack him. No, I will attack the dwarf with the minion, because I want to... Oh no, he's probably going to kill my loot hoarder. Yeah, I'm just going to attack his face with the minion. That's fine. If he has Blizzard or Flame Strike here, I'll be totally fine with that, 100% fine, because this is free, this was free, this is drawing me a card, this is drawing me a card. So mass removal on his part is really lame right now. If he actually has to, he actually has to do that, that means he had a really bad hand and didn't have good answers, because he would have loved to kill off some of my littler things instead. Alright, Direwolf Alpha, no big deal.
Glory to the
Blood Knight,
Fedora.
no big deal.
Handle it.
And that guy, no big deal. Wow. This was a turn of him not doing anything whatsoever. Do I want to use Equality to wipe him? Well, let's see. If I don't do that, I can still kill that guy with this. Use Loot Hoarder to kill the wolf.
Let me think.
You know what? Might as well just seal the deal here. I don't see any particular reason to stick around. Let's go ahead and draw a card first. That's great.
The battle.
Let's do that.
Well played.
says well played, thank you.
Thank you.
And now, let's just put stuff back on the board. This guy is cool because he survives flame strikes and blizzards. This guy does not survive flame strikes well, he survives blizzards, but not flame strikes, so that's fine. My opponent's flame strike is 7 mana, kill a worgen. I'm okay with that. Doomsayer. Interesting. Oh, he might be able to survive. Oh no, he doesn't survive. Whew. Oh yeah, let's just do this the cute way.
For honor.
So this is why Brewmaster is such a good card. You know, you don't want to be afraid of the fact that he has that battle cry, because most of the time you can do something good with it, like pick up a charger, pick up a damaged minion,
Thank you.
pick up a minion with comes into play ability, or just pick up a minion who's really cheap.
Summoning portal.
See, Pint-Sized Summoner late in the game, bad card. That's also a bad card. So yeah, this game is over. Can I kill him right now? That's the question. Let's see. This deals 2 damage. Yep, it's game over. Go, Kodo, go!
Honor. Another round.
Alright, well played, Mage. All the wins have been easy.
Well played.
They flow like, I don't know, champagne off a stripper's butt. And the losses have been hard. Alright, up to 3 wins. Solid. I will take it. I got 30 wins from my last arena going up to 4 wins. 30 gold from my last arena going up to 4 wins, which is most of the entry fee of an arena. And I've noticed from playing that the daily quests, like, that's actually kind of a lot. Getting 40 gold just for, like, you know, winning a couple games or killing a bunch of minions or whatever, really goes a long way towards funding your arena.
I will fight.
Alright, fantastic. Let's ship this late card. Jake. Is this just like a thing that people do in Blizzard games? Just like name themselves after themselves? That's so funny. Alright, so here I think the right play is to put down the Swordsmith first.
Bring me steel.
It's always good to put down the Wolf when there's something ready to already attack, and it's a bit of a surprise, like if he puts down a 2 toughness creature or something, he might not be expecting me to be able to kill it with my Swordsmith. That's good to see. It means he has no better plays. If he's attacking me, that's probably a mistake. This is one of the reasons why I don't think Rogue is good for new players. You constantly have to be deciding, like, is it correct for me to attack or to hold it? Is it correct for me to break it and recast it, or buff it and then break it? Is it correct for me to attack a creature, or have I lost too much health? Like, all this stuff that you keep having to decide is really difficult to do when you're new and do correctly. Rogues do have an extremely strong arsenal of removal. Backstab is fantastic. Betrayal, fantastic. Assassinate, fantastic. Blade Flurry, fantastic. Does Rogue have a single bad removal spell? I honestly can't think of one. I think maybe that's part of why they're so good. Not just, you know, that they have the good hero ability. I think that might be a little bit overrated. I think it's just the part of it is just that the removal is so amazing. So I can buff the Acolyte of Pain, make him a 2/3, which is kind of cool, and then deal damage. Or I could buff the Worgen, which is definitely the more aggressive play. Let's go ahead and make the more aggressive play here. So that's now a 4/3. If you play something with less than 3 power, I can attack into it and get Wind Fury off. If he does play something that trades with the Worgen, then I will regret my decision to not play the Acolyte. So yeah, other classes have like weird removal spells or not very good removal spells. Like Druids have Moonfire, which is sucky. Mages have Arcane Explosion, which is sort of marginal, and the Arcane Missiles, which are kind of kooky. You've got Warriors just have like really bad removal, like Execute and Slam.
I wonder.
So the fact that every single rogue's removal card is like cheap and good is a very strong thing. That is not the answer he was hoping for. It was probably just the best thing he could play, but it's not the best thing. So what's interesting is I could actually kill it, but I don't necessarily even want to because the Kodo kills it next turn. So I could just let it alone rather than going down to 1 and letting it die. An alternative plan is to hit it, go down and become like a 5/2, which would prevent him from killing me with Rogue Master with his Rogue Dagger, and then gamble on the Kodo Kill Taunter double smash next turn play.
Let me think.
I think actually what I'm gonna do though is play Loot Hoarder. Actually, wait. One other option is to hit, use Equality, kill it, and these would trade. No. I think what I'm gonna do is play the Loot Hoarder
Mind if I roll need?
and a random minion.
Reporting
So basically, this puts the ball in his court for what to do. If he has Backstab, that's ideal for him, because he can attack it and finish it off with Backstab, which is pretty likely by this point that he would have it. But if he doesn't have Backstab, he's royally screwed. Betrayal, oh my gosh, that's so unfortunate. Well, that was, I guess, bad positioning. I should have put, always put the weakest guy in the middle. I should have put the little paladin in here. Alright, so that did not quite go as I'd hoped, but on the plus side, I do get to kill his guy with my Kodo, and I still have stuff on the board to attack with. Really, if I had attacked this thing and killed it, it wouldn't have made me things any better, because he still would have killed me, but I should have made the minion first and then put my Loot Hoarder off to the edge. That would have made me betrayal proof. If I had played my Acolyte of Pain, that also would have stopped his current play. So that was my mistake. But let's go ahead and not linger too much on our sorrows because I have board advantage and card advantage. He can kill my Loot Hoarder, but I draw a card, and I'm fine with that. So he's basically just got 6 cards and a durability. So he gets a card for that, which is good for him. And I get a card. Ah, no Mission Venture. Solid.
This is our time.
He gets to trigger his combo, but the Kodo is really good because look, it just kills it. So I'm fine with that. He's debating whether or not to attack my Kodo. The correct play is to attack the Kodo because I am going to trade. So he wants that Kodo to die. But he might not know that. Although, what doesn't he know, really? He doesn't know that I have this, which is a great way to kill the bandit. That's all he doesn't know. Oh my god, are you serious? He has 2 of those. Well, alright then. Is that a rare? Yeah, it's a rare. Alright, so I could... No, this guy is toast. So whatever, we're just gonna trade here. We're gonna charge forward! Or for the king. Whatever. Like that. And then play minion.
reporting for
He
duty.
can kill minions with his dagger all day if he wants to. Now, I have a little bit of card advantage, except that he still has 2 durability on that weapon. Which is a shame.
Put this apple on your head.
Knife Juggler is, of course, a very good creature.
X marks the spot.
That is a good creature as well. Oh, he killed my guy. That makes equality next turn just a little bit less good. Well, that makes equality next turn a lot less good. For a fact. Well, this isn't what I really ideally want to do, but I need to take control of the situation. So let's kill off one of his creatures. That would be neat. But not neat enough to play the Berserker instead of the Acolyte. Well, the Acolyte is just going to die to the Juggler. Interesting. Maybe it is worth it to play the Secret and then the Berserker, and then after they trade, he comes back as an enraged 5/1. Yeah, let's do that.
It's time for a little blood.
The Acolyte is cool if he plays a creature and the knife juggler hits him with a knife, but the knife juggler, I forgot, could just run straight into my guy. Then all I'm getting from him is a card, which isn't the greatest thing. That is a crazy good answer to my little combo here. Jesus. Alright. He's starting to claw back, but he just used up the last... Did he? Is he gonna... I don't know if it's worth it to attack. He just used up the last durability there, and he's only got one more card in his hand. So unless that card is Sprint, he is in trouble. Do I want to play this guy? Yes, I do. Because if he comes back and he's got Taunt, that'll be really nice for blocking attacks. And now, do I want to play this guy or do I want to play a random minion? I think this guy just is important for having a little bit more power. So we'll see what happens. He can trade his guys into my Taunter. Oh my gosh. Crap. He killed it. Which is a shame, because now it comes back, and his guys can actually, one of his guys can just finish it off, which is a great shame. However, I have Equality in my back pocket, which makes me regret that I played the Berserker instead of a minion, because the minion would have been just as good. But, yeah, that's all she wrote. Actually, I think he can still kill it and kill my other creature. Oops, I forgot about that. In which case, this guy's going to get to hit me once, and I'm not going to be able to kill it off. So he played that incredibly well, first with the sap, and then by using the spell to kill my guy instead of his creatures, because that means that his guy is going to be guaranteed to get a hit on me. Alright, that... Okay, so this plus Consecration will kill the guy. The question is that worth spending 2 cards, which are a board wipe combo, basically? Alright, we're going to do something... let me think. A couple of options. I could play the Auctioneer and then Equality, and just leave it at that. He can then kill my Auctioneer with his weapon, though. But I did get to draw a card. This might be safest. And just count on the fact that he's in top deck mode. You know what? This could be a move I regret. But I'm just going to do it. I feel like it's the safest way to win this game. I have cards and he doesn't, so basically he has to outdraw me in order to win, because I have a life advantage, board advantage, and card advantage. So I'd rather put him in a situation where he has to outdraw me than leave him in a situation where I have to outdraw him. So he's attacking me for all he's worth. Rogues do an average of 1.5 damage a turn, is how that ends up working. Let's draw a card, because you always want to draw cards first. That is not great. So we will play this, and we will play this. And we'll check. This is really not what I wanted to see in my life at this moment, but I'm alright with it, because I have a lot of damage on the board. Oh, he drew Sprint. Nuts. Nuts, nuts, and more nuts. Well, it's hard to say if I would have really been any better off had I not done the Equality Consecrate thing, because he would have eventually gotten Sprint anyway, but I would be 7 hit points down. So, I can't complain too much. I think it's alright how it worked out. Nope, that guy's got Stealth, sorry. Whoa, so he's got something. Probably a Backstab. What else would he try to backstab if it's not this? Okay, lots of options here. I think the first thing I want to do is draw a card. Wait, can I win? Hang on. 2... Always check if you can win. This is 8, 9, 10 damage. Not enough. Okay. Let's hit this and draw a card, see what I get. That's pretty great. Can I win now? So I have 8, 11, 12. Well, that does put a lot of pressure on him. But for the low, low price of 3 damage, I can take out his ringleader. I think that may be good. Yeah, let's do this.
You must cleanse the Sunwell.
First kill.
And let's attack. So he's still under a ton of pressure. I have lethal on the board in a number of different ways, but because of sprint, he's got a decent shot of being able to win. Assassin's Blade plus Blade Flurry would win him the game, for example. Fan of Knives will draw me a card, and if any minion is left on the board, I will win. It's to take away all of my minions. He played a YOLO Bomber, spread the damage out. Alright, he has his choice of backstab targets. Now, that is very encouraging, because if he's playing this thing, that's not good for him. Alright, he is going to lose if that's all he has because of Blessing of Kings. I'm nervous! Pass the turn! Thank you, sir! Alright, let's go ahead and do that. And do that. I don't even need Blessing of Kings. So let's not make him think I top decked anything good and just kill him regularly. Good game, sir. So Jake the Rogue, that's a good name for a rogue. Jake the Rogue bites the dust. And we are up to, was it 4 wins? 4 wins and 2 losses. So this is where I was not too long ago playing as a druid. Let's see if we can get up to 5 wins with the Paladin. That would be splendid-tacular. All the wins, I think, were pretty easy so far. So it's hard to evaluate the strength of this deck, because it's like crushing people, but still I am 4-2, which is definitely a bad place to be in the arena. Vince! God, these names! Vince, really? Okay, so Vince should really be a rogue, I think. That's a good name for a rogue. I'm going to keep Redemption. It's a good turn 1 play. I can kind of work around it, you know. And great, I've got stuff to do. So it's actually tricky. I might not want to play Redemption now that I have 2 plays on turn 2. That means I want to coin and put the Swordsmith out, then play the Wolf, and then attack him for 2 on turn 2. Yeah, that seems good, especially with the Shattered Sun Cleric to follow up. I'd rather put minions on the board than wacky secrets. Still, this is pretty good. It's like, let's see, return it to life with 1 health. Does that mean that battle cries trigger? I wish I knew that. I wish I knew whether battle cries trigger. I mean, return it to life? Is it coming onto the board? Oh, no, it does something when you play it from your hand. Okay, so the battle cry doesn't trigger. So yeah, this is actually kind of a dead card. I kind of regret having it now because something that I could actually play and do things with would be good. What is he thinking about? Is he thinking about playing Arcane Missiles? Come on, dude. We got things to do. We got games to win. Harvest Golem, great to see that. Alright, well, the low curve of this deck is... Wait, no, this is not a low curve deck. I'm sorry, this was... I can't remember. Oh my god, I'm so blanking. Yes, this is the deck that has a really low curve. It was my bad druid deck that had a high curve. So the low curve of this deck is playing out. Look how many plays I can make in the first couple of turns. I would love to see him hero power me to the face. Come on, do it. Come on, do it. Ooh, he's going to start bringing that guy down. Alright. That is good. That is a long road to hoe, my friend. Okay, I got my turn 7 play. 5 turns in advance. Fantastic. Let's attack. Wolf gets a little bit bigger. Do mages have anything that will kill both those guys for 3 mana? Shamans have Lightning Fork. I can't remember if mages do. Arcane Explosion will get them both down to 1, but then they're sort of a long way from dying still.
You shall not.
That is actually... I mean, I still think that's a terrible card. FYI. But at least here it's like, you know, stopping a fair amount of damage. You know what? No, that's still terrible. Like, playing something actually useful would be better there than just stopping 4 damage. So yeah, I will maintain that card is just bad. Now, I can't fault him for playing it. It's possible that it was like that, or like the 1/2 guy, or like the 1/1 break a weapon's durability bull crap. So maybe he just had no better picks there. Alright, so Arcane, I'm really happy to see that, because, I mean, yes, he's got card advantage now, but he's only got 1 mana left this turn. Mirror Image. That actually is pretty good. That's this early in the game, I mean, that's saving him 6 damage. So it's like a 1 mana, 6 health. Fair enough, sir. Alright, I'm gonna play the Harvest Golem. Do I want to play the Redemption? The problem is I can't control what comes back. I'd like to play it when I can control what's coming back. This is the creature that you want to come back, because then it still has its death rattle, and you're gonna get another 2/1 golem out of the deal.
May my
Alright, wow. If that is his play on turn 5, then I am just raffle stomping this person, and that's great. I will take it after all those hard losses. Okay, so that was an interesting decision. There's one of two reasons he would do that. One is so that I can't kill his dude. The other is he has Blizzard. Now, if he has Blizzard, there is nothing I can do about it. So I might as well just play as if he doesn't have it, because, you know, why worry about something if you can't do anything about it?
It's time.
Could have Hammered of Wrath there as well. That would have dealt 4 more damage to him and drawn a card. But I'm going to gamble that he's just going to spend his entire next turn playing Blizzard. These two guys are going to be frozen but alive. And then I can play more creatures down and get an even more dominating board position. Now, if he has Blizzard and then turn 7 Flame Strike, I'm probably going to lose. Frostbolt's very encouraging. It means that his Firebolt on that creature last turn was completely wasted, so he might have just top-decked the Frostbolt. Oh, or he had, I guess, 1 Frostbolt. Okay, if he was already holding a Frostbolt, then Fire Blasting a minion with 3 health is pointless, because Frostbolt is going to kill it regardless. Alright, well, I can't do anything but play the minion, or this Acolyte. So, whatever, I might as well play the secret. That's fine, let's just do it and draw a spell. If I weren't drawing a spell, I probably would not do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is attack. And I'm going to do this and that. The reason I'm doing that is that this guy dies to Flame Strike, which is what the mage is coming up on. And right now I'm actually kind of Flame Strike proof, because this guy was free, this guy drew me a card, so he paid for himself. This guy's going to get a card when he dies, and this guy's going to spawn back as the 2/1 when he dies, which is kind of significant, because that will be all of his mana. I deal 2 damage, plus 3 is 5 damage, and then he's dead the next turn. So, he is dead. I hope he Flame Strikes, because he's dead. He's lost. After he wipes my board. It's if he has things that are better than Flame Strike that I should worry. Come on, Flame Strike. Isn't this awesome when you're, like, praying for a mage to play Flame Strike? Oh my gosh. Cone of Cold is pretty good, especially when you have spell power, and it freezes my creatures. Bah! I would almost rather this guy actually died. Oh, crap. Oh, please kill the Harvest Golem. Please kill the Harvest Golem. Please kill the Harvest Golem. Thank you. Yes, kill it. Come on, you know you want to. No! He chose wisely. He let me draw a card, but he brought back an inferior creature. Okay. So let's bring this back. Thank you very much. Well, I think it's over, honestly. I'm at 30 health. I do this. And he's dead to the cards in my hand.
Job's done.
Okay, so the only way he could survive is if he played Ice Block. Now, Ice Barrier wouldn't save him, because Ice Barrier only works if something attacks you. Oh, hey. I win. Yay. It's so bizarre how easy these games have been. The ones that I've won. The ones that I've won have been super easy. But, like, I'm gonna get, like, another crazy person and have to really grind it out. So yeah, so fun fact, Ice Barrier, which gives the 8 armor, only activates if a minion attacks you, so if someone kills you with spells, you'll still lose. Ice Block would have bought him 1 turn, but then he would have still been dead the next turn because I still had another Hammer of Wrath, so that was a very convincing demolition derby. Fox! Well, Fox is a good name for a rogue. I am going second, which is always good against rogues. Tricky hand here. Do I want to ship anything back? I really want to keep Blessing of Kings. Although rogues do have Sap and Assassinate, but hopefully I can kill something with it. I mean, there's a small chance I'll get a 2-drop and be able to do turn 1, 2-drop, turn 2, 2-drop. Yeah, I think it's worth the slight loss of not having this No Mission Venture on turn 4. Okay, looks like this happens a lot. The Master Swordsmith loves to come to my hand and party. So let's see what my opponent does. Come on, don't have a turn 1 play. Come on. Okay, you can have... You know what? I'll give that one to you. You can have that turn 1 play. That's fine. We'll let you have it. So, question is, what do I want to play? I actually have so many options. This will get enraged and still be out of dagger range. So, yeah, I think that's fine to play. This with the wolf will kill it. It's a little bit sturdier. I don't care about it being backstabbed as much. Now let's just play this. I'm sure there's a mathematical way to deduce which of those was the correct play, but I could not figure it out. I'll just gamble that he hasn't drawn his backstabs, in which case this is pretty great. To have a 5-2 on the board at the start of turn 3. I think part of the reason that backstab is so good is just context. There are so many good creatures in the game that have 2 toughness that you want to kill. So the fact that you can do 2 damage for free is really great. Alright, so he's dealing damage to me, trying to race me down. I love Sinister Strike when my opponents play it, because that card sucks. So, it's so risky. It's just so unlikely that 3 damage is going to be worth more than a card. Alright, let's put this guy down. Because go big or go home, right? He needs to have backstab right now. Or else he's taking 7 damage next turn from 1 creature. By the way, if you didn't know, this is why this is such a good creature. I mean, it's on the level of Pint-Sized Summoner in some cases, as far as how much of an impact it can have on the game. He's shiving, which is fine because that draws a card, although I would still recommend generally waiting on that. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Well, hang on. Okay, so the benefit of doing the Wolf Rider is I hit him for 3, 4, he got down to 26, and I'm trying to bait him into stabbing me with his dagger to take another 4 damage, and spending half of his mana for the turn. So that's kind of the idea. A more conservative play is just to play the Wolf, deal only 2 damage this turn, but be a little bit more dagger-proof. Let's go for the ballsier play. He's already played a Shiv. He hasn't played Backstab when he clearly would have if he had it, so he'd have to top deck to get Backstab. So I'm tempting him to use up a bunch of mana and fall further behind in damage and in, pacing by killing my guy. Alright, that is something I'm extremely happy to see, because that card's terrible. Alright, is he going to stab my Wolfman? Yes, he is. Alright, that's totally fine. That is not a good play. So, this is clearly a new player. So the reason that he notices that was a mistake is first of all, I can just kill this guy. But perhaps more importantly, when you play buffs, especially really cheap buffs like Cold Blood, you want to do it when your creature can attack right away. Doing it here, where I can just trade, where your opponent has a chance to respond, is really weak. Now, what do we want to play? Well, I can play this one guy and deal 2 damage to him now, or I can play 2 guys. I think I'd rather play 2 guys. I'd like to put more pressure onto the board, and then it's also nice to have 2 creatures on the board next turn, so that if I play the Wolf, I can immediately get benefits out of it and do surprising trades. Right, this Rogue has been pretty tame, and I think it is a new player. Number 1, Sinister Strike. Number 2, he put a buff on during his turn on a creature that had Summoning Sickness. Number 3, he didn't kill my thing, which he really should have. Alright, let's go ahead and stick to the plan. I could Blessing of Kings, but I'll hold that off. This is just a little bit too good not to do. The question is, do I want to play Redemption? Well, what's he more likely to kill? He's more likely to kill the Wolf, just because Backstab will kill it, but it won't kill this. Do I want the Wolf coming back with 1 health? Sure. Let's do that. Although, you know what's interesting? If I play Redemption, and then next turn I charge into this guy suicidally, and he comes back, I can do it again. I might hold on to Redemption. I'm going to hold on to Redemption. I'd like to be able to control when it happens. Alright, well, I have huge card advantage, just gigantic. 7 to his 3. And I have a bigger board presence. Now, that definitely goes a long way towards tying things up, because 6 damage is hard for me to come by. But this is why Blessing of Kings is a card that you always want to draft. Bam! Alright, with 2 mana. Well, now he really wants to kill this. So, if he has a way to kill it, he will, in which case Redemption would be great. It would come back as a 5/1, and he might not have a way of dealing with it.
Well,
But no, I think I'd rather just put another minion on the board. My God, I really love the Paladin power. I don't think I ever realized how much I like it. Because here, like in this situation, putting a 1/1 on the board is way better than like, you know, getting a life and dealing a damage. You know what I mean? It's just so much better. Wow, he spent all of his mana to do that. Can I win? Yes, I can. Roman Champion, pretty good card. This Amani Berserker, I have always known it was a good card, but this was the game where it was like, holy crap, that card is ridiculous, because it just dominated my opponent single-handedly the entire game. Now, granted, if he had a backstab, it would have all been over because the guy just would have died. But you know, it's kind of nice. It's nice to put yourself in that situation where your opponent has to have removal and use it on your creature, or else he loses. It's funny because a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I hate Pint-Sized Summoner because it'll just always draw your opponent's removal." Well, like, yeah, that's fine if your opponent has removal, but if he didn't draw it, then you win. And even if he does have removal, well, then you got it out of his hand and you can play your other stuff more safely. So, definitely don't dismiss the value of creatures that your opponent must kill. Because either A, you'll get removal out of his hand and have an advantage, or B, you will win. So that's fine either way. This is a pretty bad starting situation. I'll keep my removal in case things get desperate, but I'd rather be going second against a rogue, of course, and I'd rather not be drawing that. Oh, man. So here it is. This is the 6-2 do-or-die game, and I draw that. So yeah, it looks like I'm starting off with a pretty bad draw. Perhaps I should have just thrown away Hammer of Wrath to get another chance to put something on the board, but my previous games have had really strong draws, not this one. That I cannot use at the moment. Let's put a creature on the board. My fervent hope is that he just hero ability and kills it, because my only chance in this game is if he is behind like I am. Oh, that's unfortunate. He has a creature, and it's a creature that kills my creature. Well, I can trade a Wolf Rider into this Novice Engineer, which is like the worst trade ever. Or I can just put this on the board and look forward to playing the Stormwind Knight next turn to kill the Engineer that way. So next turn, if he plays something big, I can kill it with the Hammer. If he plays something small, I can kill it with the Stormwind Knight. Oh, he's got to use me at this point. Twilight Drake. Oh, God, that's pretty good. Because I don't have any silences in my deck. The only thing that could save me is Equality, which I don't have. This is serious. This will deal 3 damage to it, 4 damage. I guess that is a way to kill it. Is there anything better than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I don't think so. That's what I have to go for here. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm gonna draw a card because I'm really desperate. So I can't afford to wait for like a better opportunity. So I'm just gonna take the card draw while I have it. That's fine, I guess. And that, okay. So he hits me for 8, no big deal. And then I have to spend my next turn hammering the Twilight Drake. And then if he plays anything on the board this turn, he's going to come out ahead. Alright, it's a real shame that this guy's at 3 and not at 2, because Consecration would be really good. It's a real shame I have 5 mana and not 6, because I could do this and then Consecration and kill everything. Oh man, this is serious. Well, what I'm going to do, I think, is hedge my bets. Can I afford to take another 7 damage from the rogue? I don't want to give him another card, and he still hits me for 4, which is not that different from 7. I could consecrate and then leave this at 1 health, but then I can't play anything else to follow up, because I am 1 minute short. So what I'm going to do is just put random crap on the board, and then next turn, Kobold Consecration for 3 damage to everything and finish it all off. The problem with this play is that it allows him to use the Novice Engineer to get a card, but I also get a card, so it's alright. So he has gigantic board control, huge hand. This is a good illustration, by the way, of why the Twilight Drake is good, and that card just single-handedly turned the game around. He will kill my Loot Hoarder, which is fine. That stops my Loot Hoarder from killing his Cult Master. Can't hold it against him. Redemption is not helpful right now. I really hope he puts another creature on the board that has 3 toughness or less. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose the game. So, yeah, I don't have any healing in this deck, but the nice thing is that because his hero power damage needs to use attacking, like this guy will, like, say, hold me off a little bit. Oh, my lord. Yep, got a slow draw against a rogue, got a good draw with the Twilight Drake, and that is it. The reason is that that's over, is that this is like 9 damage or 12 damage if he just buffs it every turn, and there's no way I'm going to deal 29 damage to him in, 3 turns. So, let's kill his stuff. And pass. I guess, hold on, I guess I can play Lord of the Arena, so if he doesn't have saps or assassinates in his gigantic hand somehow, he'll have to attack into it, so that could, like, delay the use of the Assassin's Blade to kill me. If I have an Ooze in this deck, I might be able to draw it and win that way, but man, oh man, are things bad.
This guy's tough.
Alright, he's just dealing damage to my face because he knows he's got me. Oh my god! 6 wins! And I go out. The wins were so easy, and the losses so painful. Alright, let's do this. Let's put Redemption on so that he can come back. Let's deal damage to him, I guess. Never mind that, like, Eviscerate and Sinister Strike and whatever else deals damage to my face directly. Oh, he's got the silence. Alright, great. Well, that's actually the game.
Well played.
He has more than lethal damage on the board. Alright, well, let's see what we get for 6 wins. That was our first 6-win arena here. My success rate in the arena is down to 50%. I've made it to 7 or higher twice. I actually made it to 9 twice, and then I flubbed out twice. Once at 4 game, once at 6. Let's see what we get. I hear that you can get a lot of gold if you're really lucky at 6. So let's see what I got here. 5 dust. Great. 45 gold is fantastic. Are you serious? Gold in the light spawn? Why? There's my pack. So 60 gold, so it pays for the arena, which is fine, because 50 gold is the entry fee of an arena, so that's fine. I wish this had been gold instead of a crappy golden common card. So that is it. Let's go check out our pack here. We have Greater Heal. Loot Hoarder, that's a good card. Lightning Bolt, fine. Flare, that's a neat card for hunters, I like it. And the Deckhand. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Once again, I hope you enjoyed it as always. If you enjoyed the video, please follow my channel on Twitch and or like or subscribe my video on YouTube, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time.